Gamerdude 2088, and welcome back to another episode of Back to Square One. And I'd like to apologize because I haven't put out a Back to Square One video in a few weeks now. Had a lot of stuff going on, family events, working on other projects, blah blah blah. But I believe we last left off on talking about the way rooms work and how they apply to the monster's type and the monster skills. We'll go in depth into that on a later vid still, but I want to go into a little more of what rooms to keep and what rooms to sell. I guess I'm going to do a couple videos on that. This one I won't really give any visual representation, but the next video I will. But basically, when it comes to the rooms you keep and the rooms you sell, it really depends on how far you are in the game. And this series about since this series is about getting players from the early game stages into the mid game stages, chances are you're going to be keeping a lot more rooms than you would if you were to be in a later game stage. Now, at your earliest point, like the very beginning, you pretty much keep everything that you get, and and I believe I gave up my recommendations of how you should level your rooms, from like 2 star, from like 1 and 2 stars to like +6 at the most, 3 stars, +6, +9 ish, 4 stars, +9 to maybe +12, then 5 and 6 stars, +12 to +15, depending on how good the rooms are. Now, in particular to what you need on your rooms, you want to gear the room that you're using for your monster. You want that room to have the stat that it gives in its bonus. And the bonus for a fatal set is an attack percentage. So you kind of want to have attack percent on those rooms. And attack percent pairs well with crit rate. So you want to get rooms with crit rate. This one doesn't, but you can see that it leveled into attack percent a few times, which for early game stage, this is a really good room. You still want to get crit rate where you can. Like you can see that doesn't have crit rate. This doesn't. Let's give a better example. Our actual attacker, where he has some crit rate here and crit rate there, and this is an attack percent rune, of course, and then you can't get that there. But you want to have those crit rate stats along and attack percent stats if possible. Like this one will actually be a perfect 4 star rune at plus 12. Have I if I level this up to +12, the only thing you can hope for this in particular monster would to be either focus, because he has skills, I believe, that he applies dots and stuns and all of that, so you want focus for extra accuracy, or a little more speed, because you can never go wrong with having more speed on your units. So that's kind of how you will go about that. And the same thing applies to, let's say, monsters with Swift. You have speed on there, so you kind of want speed on all your Swift runes. This one's kind of lacking because speed is like a really rare stat to have. I mean, even to get runes that have speed in slot 2 is pretty rare. So chances are you're going to get some really bad runes that's not going to be very beneficial into your later stages of gameplay. But for the earliest stages of gameplay, you'll be a little more lenient on the kind of runes that you keep. And then doing a lot of farming to get better runes to be able to push further in the game. And generally, you wanna be a little picky with the runes you keep, so you can build up your mana, because that's how you really farm for mana, is through doing those dungeon runs and selling the runes you don't need. But if you paid any attention to what was said in the earlier episodes of Back to Square One, when I was talking about the runes that you would need to start off with before you even go into giants, getting those rooms from all of these areas, like getting your first 4-star Swift build out of White Lagoon and going to, I believe this is Fatal, yeah, going to Mount Sis to get those first little Fatal sets or whatever. Just getting these little sets, then getting your blade and all that, because you're able to get those 4-star sets first. Now, chances are they're going to give you really terrible rooms, but it's a good starter build for you. And when you get those starter builds and start shopping for rooms, you're pretty much just replacing what you have with something better, so to speak. But when you're still at the early stages, once when free room removal comes by, you'll probably de-rune all your monsters and re-rune them. But as you go along, you'll do more replacing of rooms for better rooms rather than de-runing everything and re-runing. Unless you're trying to just go with another build, or you just want to take rooms from other monsters and you want to put together one monster to be really good and still build those monsters as well with whatever else that you may have. But I want to get off that tangent, and this is going to be kind of the starter focus into the kind of room, what you need for the rooms. Like, all right, energy, you want to have the HP on your energy runes if possible. This is already an HP percent, so that's good there, and so forth and so on. Like, blade runes have crit rate, so you want crit rate on your blade runes, and despair runes does stuns, so you want focus, so you can get those stuns. All of that good stuff, and applies to all the other runes. What they do, you want those stats to be on those runes. So when you're shopping for runes, you want to capitalize on the runes that have those stats. At the very earliest, like in this account, which is pretty much at its earliest point, you're going to take just about whatever you can get that just going to help you push further, and you can do a little better at what the game gives you. Because as you go along and as you push forward, you will get better runes. It might take you a little time, more time than your friend, or less time than your friend. You got to keep making those dungeon runs until you get to the next stage, into where you have to go. So I'm not going to hold you up anymore. This is the Gamer Dude signing out. Hope this has been pretty educational for you. I'll be doing some more back to square one videos coming soon. We're going to try to get like a schedule, maybe put out a video every Friday or so, or just, once or twice a week we put out a video. All depends. I'm still not quite wrapped around it yet. I'm trying to get a good schedule uploading for all the things I'm doing on the channel. And we're going to go more in depth into we're going to go more in depth, because I said before, we're going to break down the runes and go over everything that we can about the runes. So we want to keep going in this direction as far as how you're going to shop for runes and what you need and what you don't. So we're going to probably get some good screenshots and showing off runes, and on this account as well as the other accounts, and how I decide what I need, because everything is based off what you currently have, the direction you're going, and what you're using. And I'm out. Deuces.